Welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, stacking the money green with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Dog. It's football. It's Sunday morning. We have a shitload of late swapping. We have injury news that we found out about ahead of time. But of course, I'm a Sunday morning man. And then we have personal matters. Personal matters again, Calvin Ridley. I don't want to place judgment, but let's make those decisions a little earlier, right? I just found out I have a personal matter to deal with wild card weekend. I'm not going to wait till Friday night to tell Sean. So let's get that shit in order. Completely derailed my Robbie Anderson, Calvin Ridley mini stacks. Maybe I can get out of the Robbie Anderson position now. I don't know what to do. We're live. We're live on Twitter Spaces. Call in live, chat, everything.
Hit us up on Twitter Spaces if you want to late swap, fantasy advice, betting advice, whatever you guys want to get into. Give us a ring on Twitter Spaces at Gambling Podcast. Maybe you got some plays, some lead pipe locks you want to give out. Call in. Let's make it happen. Okay, Kramer, what are we doing? So Calvin Ridley is out. Are you Russell Gage $4,200 in DFS? Are we figuring out a way to get Russell Gage in any of these lineups?
It feels like there was enough of a consensus that the ownership would be so low on Pitts because of the price this week.
Yeah.
That maybe we just pivot back to Pitts. The price is such, you're probably going to be playing two tight ends if that's the case. I can tell you what I did in one of them. What I did was I swapped up. I took Ridley out completely. I swapped out of a Falcons position. I went up to DJ Moore. I went from Julio, who was also out in this lineup, to AJ Brown. And then I slotted in a second tight end to go with Mo Alley Cox. Of course, this is a Carson Wentz double stack. I threw in Pat Freiermuth.
That is a disgusting.
No Ebron, no Juju. Yeah. A situation where the Browns have been beatable with the tight end. Could this be the Freiermuth game that you've been waiting for, Sean?
I hope so. And we didn't talk about Freiermuth at all during DFS, but I have 3 DFS lineups going now. I have Freiermuth in one. I'm considering finding a way to get now the lineup I gave out on air was the Jameis Winston one. I have Dallas Goedert and DeAndre Swift as like a mini stack in that Eagles Lions game. I'm thinking about putting Freiermuth in there, but I also like my Nico Collins in the flex spot deep shot, but maybe I switch Dallas Goedert and Nico Collins to Freiermuth and Russell Gage. Is that crazy?
Someone's got to catch passes against this Panthers defense, right?
Yeah.
Or are the Panthers just going to roll? I mean, say what you will about Ridley's and this isn't just a Falcons Panthers pregame. Panthers, by the way, close your eyes special, catching the points. It's not just like Calvin Ridley has been inefficient, but you got to wonder if he matters to the offense, because I do think that when you go from 2 stars to 1, especially from a scheme perspective, my thoughts are you be contrarian, take Pitts because he's going to be the guy that's double covered and no one's going to be playing him. But to your point, Gage, Zakay, I don't know. Someone's got to catch passes, or do they? Is it Cordell Patterson?
Ryan, breaking news. Twitter Spaces is on mute. So if you could unmute the listeners so that they could hear.
It wasn't on mute for a while. We blame Twitter.
It's accountability we strive for here on the Sports Gambling Podcast. All right, let's go. Dakota Tillerson saying, just getting my pregame pump in. Hopefully Sean brought his Bowflex dumbbells to the studio. They are ready to go. I will be getting a pump after we wrap this show. So I'm ready to go for the NFL Sunday. Going to put in some extra lifting time. You know, Cordell Patterson is a guy. Yeah. How do we not have him in one of these lineups? I'm going to do some live tinkering, Ryan, because I feel like Patterson, especially now, he's only 6,200. Got to figure out a way to get Patterson in there, right?
All right. Well, while you're tinkering, why don't we bring on Mr. Terrell Furman to give out a little juice for the listeners, a little touch. I'm assuming he's coming with another touchdown parlay. What's good, Terrell? Oh no, we're gonna leave him there while you're tinkering. Terrell, when you're on, just start talking. Back to your tinkering questions though, because here he is, Terrell.
Yes, sir.
Oh, there we
go.
What's up, man? Let's do some touchdowns. Let's make us feel better.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Quick and to the point. Number 1 on the slate is, hold on, I had my list right here in front of me.
You don't sound prepared, Terrell.
TJ Hawkinson. TJ Hawkinson,
Ooh.
Eagles giving up a whole bunch of touchdowns to the tight end. TJ Hawkinson up there.
Yeah.
Then we also have Jonnu Smith for the Patriots.
Is he playing?
The chalky answer, huh?
Is Jonnu Smith playing? I thought there was a chance Jonnu wasn't going to play, and that's why we should be hammering Hunter Henry. Is he 100% playing? Am I crazy?
No. Oh, so I didn't. I'm not on that. I didn't even know that. So
there we go.
Double check.
Either way, if he's not playing, if we find out he's not playing a little bit closer, it's a late game, so we may not know 100% by the time the morning game starts. But either one of the tight ends is literally the way to go. I just like Jonnu Smith because it gives you the extra juice, and when he comes in, they look for him to give him the ball. He doesn't play that many snaps.
All right.
Marquez Callaway.
Yes.
Marquez
let's go.
Callaway. Yes. So remember in 2019, Jameis Winston was going like some 80% of his passes against the blitz. Like his last full season playing, he was completing some 80-something passes against the blitz. And this Tampa Bay defense does. So I'm rolling with him here in this spot. We got Joe Mixon. Jets giving up most touchdowns to the running back in the league. So if you take all of those and you parlay them, especially with Jonnu Smith, it'll be a little bit lower if you use Hunter Henry, but I'm perfectly fine with either one. You're going to be at about 250 to 1, maybe more, maybe less.
I mean, I guess that's acceptable. Good morning.
Oh, wait, one more. Hold on. I forgot one more play. I thought I said it. Zach Pascal in the slot. Titans, one of the worst teams in the slot. Zach Pascal is due. Carson Wentz is going to try to put up a lot of points. They really, really need to win this game today. So I'm going with Zach Pascal. I think it's a fade of Michael Pittman, who's been having a whole bunch of big weeks recently. I think this is a Zach Pascal day.
Ryan, yeah, you're right. Zach Pascal, he's interesting.
I'm all over the Pittman train this week, but I like someone else has to catch passes. I have had some trouble finding creative ways to do a double stack that doesn't involve Pittman and Mo Alley Cox. So maybe I throw in a Pascal. A little fun action there. Thanks, Terrell.
Shout out to thanks, Terrell. Appreciate it, man.
Cheers, man. Let it ride.
Shout out to Craig in the YouTube chat. Just here to tout. UGA won, Braves won, and hit $500 on a DGen scratcher ticket yesterday. Good luck to everyone in fantasy DFS. Can't bet in Georgia yet, but I'm waiting. I have a feeling you could find a way, Craig. You seem like a very if you're able to figure out how to hit on a $500 scratcher, you can figure out how to get down on some action. Are we touting? Because one of us, maybe you did too. I didn't actually go and review the tape, but I did double lock in college with a 2-to-1 dog. You're welcome. You're welcome. You hit your lock and your bonus lock, right? Oh, did I? Notre Dame, ka-ching. Auburn, ka-ching, and then West Virginia on the money line, ka-ching. I'm flush today. Yeah, and I just got to avoid reinvestment in a way that's going to cause me to lose money. You know what? I figured let's mix it up a little bit too, because people like the first half parlay. Sean, maybe we get it out of the way early. We mix up the juju. I was up early this morning because I like to go to bed early. Yes, got my first half parlay in. I'm going to throw it on the screen. It's going to be the Colts -1.5, Sean. Okay. It's going to be the Panthers -2. Like that even more now that Ridley has a personal matter to deal with. How do you have you're a football player? Sundays should be blocked off on the calendar. Pittsburgh +3 in the first half. San Francisco -2.5. Look, Justin Fields did not look ready to play football today. And of course, we have the Jets Bengals under 21.5. That one just had to happen. How are they going to get over 21.5? Mike White's the quarter. It's going to have to be defensive touchdowns. Well, Ryan, also more breaking news from the fantasy world and the Lions Eagles. Jamal Williams inactive today. That's even a little better for I have DeAndre Swift as my bring back in my Jameis Winston stack. Okay, I'm bringing I'm doing a Jalen Hurts stack where I have Goddard as the stack and then bringing it back with Hawkinson single stack, which is kind of an interesting. And then I'm also one of my other lineups. I did figure out a way to get Boston Scott involved. He's kind of interesting. I mean, yes, but no. What do you mean no? Yes, because I like your angle. No, I just don't. The ceiling isn't there. for Boston Scott.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say like if you're putting money on someone to have a big game on that team, is he in the top 3?
You might be third or fourth, but again, that's why it's this is why it's a contrarian play at $4,400.
Okay.
Who should I play instead, Ryan?
No, I don't know. I can look at the price range if you'd like. We can talk about the $4,400 guys. Boston Scott is certainly interesting. I mean, in that range for running back, there's nothing else to talk about unless you think the Chargers are going to roll it up on the Patriots. Maybe you roll out a JJ Taylor or a Bolden. But yeah, I'm with you. For the price point, it's there. But the running back price point, that when you get down that low, is tricky. Like even Singletary is interesting to me, even though it's clearly Moss. Like there's just something about getting a running back who's going to be on the field for a top offense. But Samaje Perine as the number 2, 4,900, a little bit more. So two running backs. I'll stay below 5,000. Michael Carter, Samaje Perine. Perine's the number 2, but we see what he's been doing, been stealing touchdowns, but also in this game, a game that they could be well up in. He's interesting. Michael Carter, ton of snaps and could just be checked down Charlie today. Another interesting player on the Jets, Sean, that I did get into one lineup, and that's Jamison Crowder, professional wide receiver from Duke. So I don't know. Are you handcrafting some lineups over there? Let's talk about some bets.
Sure. What do you got?
Oh, I was just going to go through some of the games that we talked about that we were disagreeing on. In the early slate, one of them to note, the Niners, the Bears, that number's up to 4.5. Sean, are you still feeling confident with your Bears pick?
Yeah, especially at 4.5. Let's go.
No Khalil Mack. That doesn't matter.
That does hurt, but
it's more about.
It's more about. I think Akeem Hicks is in.
That's a big.
I'll double check. I think to me, it's more about Jimmy G being a 4.5 point road favorite. I just don't see it, and yeah, I mean. And listen to the pregame show. Michael Vick called up Justin Fields last night, so I like that as well.
What did he say though? Be me.
Yeah.
Like do a better job of being me and not you, Justin Fields.
Akeem Hicks is active, so that's huge for the Bears defense there. the Steelers Browns game. That's all the way up to 5 Steelers. That feels like a pretty juicy spot there.
It's funny. I grabbed it last night at 4.5 because I was like, no way this line's going bigger. What are we missing here? Is it the news that Baker's playing? Is the doubt of Baker not playing what drove the line down with Case Keenum, and now it's going back up with Baker? Because I don't see a big difference between Case Keenum and Baker Mayfield. And if you're telling me Baker plus Odell equals a team that should be laying 5 points, I don't think so. Chubb, by all accounts, is still a little banged up. It sounds like, yeah, maybe the running game comes out, but I'm betting on this Steelers defense. I think this is still Big Ben. This is still a Steelers team that has had some success over the Ohio teams, and you sprinkle in that revenge factor. I love this Steelers team, and I would even go further. Like I'm maybe reinvesting a couple dollars more. They were my money line this week, Sean. So do I buy more of the money line now that it's almost 2-1? I might have to.
Yeah, Ryan. So you like giving out the first half parlays. I'm going to do a 3-team money line parlay. Give me the Panthers, the Titans, and the Steelers all to win outright. That is looking around plus 1,500. You're welcome, America.
So one more time: Carolina, Pittsburgh, Tennessee.
Yep.
So you're going against the Colts now, huh? We're really just battling this weekend. One of us is going to come out hurt. One of us is going to come out with some glory. Maybe it's we're bringing back the Sim strategy. Of course, if you missed it, we are back on the sticks, looking to do maybe some Thursday
Shout
night
out to
pre-games.
the Sims. The Sims predicted the Packers would win by 3 points and the under would come in. You know what happened, Ryan? 3 point win by the Packers and the under came in, and I hit first touchdown.
What nice work.
Thank you.
I mean, it's I think we've now, I was doing the math, Sean. I think we've only gone 1 week without hitting a first touchdown prop in prime time. So I'm sure most people are doing that out there. And I know you're going to say like, hey, there's been a lot of chalk lately. Don't worry. We're not on the chalk.
No, never on the chalk on first touchdown. No value in that. Got to go, no risk it, no biscuit when it comes to that. And
What does the chat want to talk about?
Yeah, hit us up with your questions, guys. Whatever you guys want to get into.
This is good. I'll bring it up on the screen. Fade Colby, one of the super fans. Fade Colby 69 wants to know, Sean, is Jalen Hurts starting?
Yep.
This week. Will he be starting next week? A lot of random chatter about him potentially losing the starting job. What is that about? Is that just outside looking in?
No, I mean, he hasn't played well. So I think the chance of him not starting is certainly a reality. So we'll see what happens there.
Do we have another Sudfeld situation? You want to see what you got with Minshew, or?
I wouldn't be opposed if he continues to struggle. I'm not opposed to putting Minshew in there. I mean, I could see Minshew rallying the troops. He seems like a fun.
In hindsight, I wish I had been dressed up like Minshew for Halloween. That would have been.
Oh, that is a great Halloween.
It's a great
costume.
Halloween costume for Lions. Any Lions fans who haven't made it to the game yet, definitely look into the Gardner Minshew. Maybe just a handlebar mustache, a little mullet wig, and an Eagles jersey.
That's all you need.
Let's see what else. What else do we got to talk about, Sean? Another lineup question I have for you.
Let's go.
We'll talk about your Eagles because it does seem like I do need to throw in a late Jalen Hurts.
Yep.
Stack. Is the better stack Dallas Goedert or is it Devontae Smith?
Yeah, I'm going Dallas Goedert. I mean, you look at his routes run, and he seems like he's still getting the catches. I feels like the Lions can't handle the tight end, so I would go Goddard there. But yeah, you could certainly talk me into the Devonta Smith. In fact, maybe I have 3 lineups. 2 of them have Goddard. It feels like a hair too much. Maybe I figure out a way to get Devonta Smith in here because I'm running 2 tight end, 12 personnel. But I feel like I just move Hawkinson over to the tight end spot and figure out how to get Devonta Smith in there at the flex spot.
It seems like Devontae Smith is going to be a good play this week. So I don't think he's going to be a popular play. I think a lot of people are going the Goddard angle.
Ooh, okay. So I figured it out. I moved my Boston Scott out of my Josh Allen lineup into my Jalen Hurts lineup. So now it's a double stack: Jalen Hurts, Boston Scott, Devonta Smith with the bring back of Hawkinson. Perfect, chef's kiss. Exactly what I was looking for. I also have Derrick Henry in this lineup, Cortland Sutton, Michael Pittman Jr., Chenault. This is a real wild card, so that's going to be fun. Toss us a morning game teaser, Ryan. What do you like as a tease?
Well, I appreciate you identifying me as the tease god. Look, at this point, it's the line has moved to 3, but I'm still scared to put the Lions in a teaser. So let's start with the Panthers up to 8.5. That's a pretty simple angle. Dare I tease the Bills down? No, you know what? Let's also tease the Colts around 0. We'll take Colts +3 at home, like that strong position there. And then if you're asking for a third one, I just don't see this. I know we're not getting a ton of key value, but I'll take the Steelers to 11. You're telling me the Browns are going to blow out this Steelers defense? I just don't see it. I don't get the line movement. It is that time of the year, Sean, where weird shit happens. But that would be my 3-teamer. Give me Pittsburgh, give me Carolina, and give me the Colts.
Dakota Tillerson checking in, saying, "What do you guys think about Bucks -5? The Saints team is not the same powerhouse without Breeze." I'm on Saints +5. I don't love it, but I honestly like that game more in like a DFS fantasy thing. I think Jameis is going to get up for this game, and I think he's going to make it enough of a game. I actually thought he was kind of decent in that Seattle Monday night game. Teams coming off Monday night have been really good against the spread. The Saints just seem to have something figured out with this Bucks team. Now, maybe that's the reason Tom Brady gets up and certainly is extra motivated. Not that it's usually an issue with Brady. So them, the Bucks blowing them out, I think, is in the realm of possibilities. But I would still take this Saints team as a home dog, getting 5 points. I know they're getting Levante David back. Gronk seems like a true game time decision, but I like Kamara to have a big game. I know hasn't always had big games against the Bucks, but I think this is a breakout pass catching game for Alvin Kamara. Callaway gets involved. I think Jameis is going to be ready, and I think he's going to be up for this game. In the same way we saw, Jared Goff and the Detroit Lions come back into LA and throw everything they had at the Lions. And clearly it meant a lot more to that Lions team than it did the Rams. I think we could see a similar aspect here.
Good point.
I think Jameis, if he has a calendar, and it's tough to imagine him actually having a physical calendar.
But this is interview Jameis. He definitely has a calendar.
No, he has a day planner. You're right. This is job interview Jameis, and he has like a red circle around this game, double highlighter. He got that pack of highlighters, and he's like, "Why do I need 3 different colors?" And he just used all the colors on this matchup. And I think we're gonna see career game from Jameis, and that's why I'm glad I got him in DFS, because I think there's a massive ceiling upside for Jameis Winston, and we've seen it already a couple times this season where he has these highly efficient, high touchdown games.
Yeah. I mean, I think look, the public's on Tampa, not surprisingly.
Yeah.
It still feels like we might be on the wrong side, just because if they fall behind, Jameis, I don't think they can catch up. That scares me. Now, the one other counterpoint, and you mentioned it briefly, but Kamara, Todd Bowles does seem to have Kamara's number a little bit, which concerns me. But back to the original point, I maybe the more that I've thought about this, I have gotten some of the receivers into the lineup, even Troutman. Like it does seem like Jameis is going to have to throw the ball vertically down the field to attack the secondary of the Bucs. So look, I think it's one of these games you can live bet. If the Bucs go up early, they don't stop, and maybe you look to play that side. And if the Saints are looking feisty in this one, and it's a close game around half, I think maybe it's going to stay that way. So certainly a game that I'll be keeping an eye on for some live action.
Did you give out your teaser, Ryan?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah,
I missed that. I blacked out in my
Colts
Jameis.
So I did the horrible thing of Colts +3, wrapped it around 0. I gave you Panthers +8.5.
That is a disgusting.
Right, come on! Don't you give the fans Titans +9? Come on, you know that's the better side.
No, I like the Colts big time in this one. I know we're on the opposite side of some games this week, but first bet of the week for me was Colts +1.5. Period. And now you're telling me I have to tease it to get it back there? Sure, giving you some bad value, but they win this game outright, so I feel confident about that one. Is Gronk going to play? Do we have any notes other than he's a game time decision?
True game time decision. I mean, the problem is they have a bye next week, so I could see them.
He was going to win me $1 million this week, Sean.
I could see them being a little extra careful and not putting him out there, because they have the bye right up there, and they seem to be doing okay without it. Also, Antonio Brown is not playing, but I think everyone was kind of already on that. But obviously Ridley being the late scratch is the big news. I think Russell Gage at $4,200 is interesting.
Is it Gage or is it Case?
No, I think they're both interesting, and I think your angle of like figuring out a way to get in Cordero Patterson is really the way to go. And I'm glad now I got him in one of my lineups, because I randomly picked him up in all the leagues I'm doing for no money and season long are doing the best. But I picked him up in season long, and he's just been so awesome. So I found a way to get him in my Josh Allen double stack here. I had to go down from Cole Beasley to Gabe Davis, which I don't mind, because Gabe Davis could be kind of a frisky play if they go for him.
Dude, I got him too. I love it. I love the play.
Because they're with Dawson Knox out now. Maybe their backup tight end Sweeney gets a role, but it felt like it was a very Dawson Knox specific role. Like he started just playing really well. I think they go more for receiver, and I think that creates some opportunities for Gabe Davis, who, again, you want to talk ceiling projection, he certainly has that.
And if you even distill it down simpler, they're both gonna maybe get a couple targets. Like you're playing a guy who's gonna receive three, maybe 4 targets. Which guy has the higher upside? Obviously, you're hoping you both score a touchdown. Gabe Davis could do it in the 70-yard fashion. I don't think Sweeney's gonna be catching any bombs. All right, real quick, I made a note because there's a lot of fun games like this. But of the teams catching greater than 70% of the action, Sean.
Yes.
Bills, Bengals, and there's one more. Rams, Bucks, Chiefs. That's crazy. Which one blows it?
Bengals.
Bills, Bengals.
I mean,
Rams, Bucks, Chiefs.
I think the Bengals, man. It's just the classic sandwich spot of.
It's
you
too
have
easy,
two
right?
massive division games wrapped around a meaningless game against the Jets with a backup quarterback trying to make a name for himself. So that to me is I mean that to me is kind of the way to go.
Yeah. Let's see. Nick Fortune over on YouTube pointing out the Zach Moss, Emmanuel Sanders to score touchdowns, I assume, plus Bills money line parlay. That's fun. Sanders is another fun GPP play. He'll be pretty low owned today. Him and Beasley will be pretty low owned today. Someone else has to do it. It also seems like Diggs won't be super popular. So
it is interesting. I guess one of the last time the Bills played the Dolphins, the Millie Maker was a Josh Allen double stack, not including Stephon Diggs. But now Stephon Diggs, past couple of games, has figured out his dominant role in the offense again. So yeah, interesting there. 45 boxes of Ziti with a dog teaser. This is kind of a crazy dog.
I'll throw it up on the screen. It's fun.
Fins plus 21, Texans plus 22.5, Jets plus 17.5, and Giants plus 16. Pray for the dog teaser. Well, you have my thoughts and my prayers. I would just round robin these as money lines instead, but that's me. I'm old school. But
you think 2 of those money lines hit?
I think, yeah. Well, I guess I wouldn't be shocked. I would rather that than, because one of these teams
it's
is
an interesting angle, because if you money line these types of dogs, you have 4 of them. Even if you just round robin the 2-way, so you do all the 2 teamers.
You would just need 1 to hit, I think, to break even.
Yeah, I mean, what would a Giants Jets money line parlay hit? It's hit once this year, Sean. Dare I pull it out again? No, I don't think so. Maybe.
I mean, this to me, again, situational handicapping hasn't been great in the NFL. It's been dominant in college. And I know, because that's basically all I do is just handicap spots, and it's been working out great. But NFL, geez, it's been brutal for the NFL. Ryan, you want to read off any of the win bet nuggets? Anything jump out at you there?
I was pulling up the what a parlay would pay on the Jets Giants real quick.
Oh, nice. I'll pull up the win betting info that they sent over.
21-1. So obviously, if you wrap those if you wrap the big money lines into a bunch of 2-teamers, round robin style, you would only need 1 to hit. Obviously, you're still a long shot. But Sean, I'll give out the Giants and Jets money line. Why not? Mike White
begrudgingly giving it out.
No, I mean, it just for I hit that big one earlier in the season, so for sentimental reasons, let's do it again. All right.
How do you feel about your Giants, Ryan? No one believes in you. Everyone's out on the Chiefs, right?
The Chiefs are not good, and I know it worries me a little bit that Danny Dimes is like turning into a popular bye week quarterback play this week because the defense can't stop anyone. Yeah, I just, it's still the Chiefs. It's still Patrick Mahomes. Although Patrick Mahomes, and maybe this is how we close out the show. Maybe maybe we get him on the Real Men of D-Gen. Patrick Mahomes' personal life. I don't know if you've slipped into it a little bit.
It's a lot of TikTok I've noticed.
Real men.
I can't tell. Is his wife also fucking his brother? I'm not trying to be controversial here.
I mean, the wife is dancing around in a very sexual manner.
She seems more excited about the brother who's a TikTok star than Patrick Mahomes, the greatest player on the planet right now.
He probably does have more TikTok followers.
Is he married?
The brother?
Patrick Mahomes.
I don't know, Ryan.
He's a young guy. We got to get Patrick on the show. We can finally we'll get Patrick Mahomes. We'll get Jeff Blake, who had issues with his footwork, and then we'll get us to give him some. We got to find
that Jeff Blake clip, especially if he struggles again.
You know what? We'll do a recap show this week. I'll pull up some Jeff Blake telling Patrick Mahomes he needs work. All right, 9:30.
Let's go. Thank you guys for tuning in. Give us a follow on Twitter @Gambling Podcast and say subscribe. We will be got the recap show right after the late game ends. Tune in over there.
Thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
For the Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, stacking the money green, and he is Ryan.
Best of luck, D-Gens.